I put it to you this way. I made more on that family session than I probably made on most of my weddings. And a lot of my weddings pay well.
Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Success by Design with yours truly, Michael. And we have another amazing, fantastic, talented photographer right here with us, Quinton Carson, which no one ever calls him that. If you see him out in the streets, do not call him Quinton. His name is Q from Q88 Photography, all the way out in California, who's just crushing the family portrait market out in San Diego. Like, not just crushing it, but like everybody gets an album. He's like the Oprah of albums out there in San Diego. And he just has the gift of gab, and you just walk away being his best friend. And I'm so excited to chat with him so he can just tell us more about him, his business, and how he just gets people so excited about albums and family portraits and leaving those memories. So Q, welcome. Tell us about yourself.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like you said, my name is Quinton, and nobody calls me that but Mom. She don't even call me Quinton. But anyway, originally from Oakland, California, and now I'm here in beautiful San Diego. At least it was before all this rain started. So started off a wedding photographer, actually, and during the pandemic, switched to families, and I am loving every second of it. And thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on the platform.
I love it. I love it. So I know you said you started out in wedding and moved to family portrait, but I would love for you to share with us, like, how did you get into the career of photography in general, and then tell us, how did you end up with families?
Oh, wow. Nah, way, way back, long time ago. No, let's stop. Well, I actually went to the boys club one day when I was young, and they were doing like, oh, you have to choose this or choose that. And I chose to do the photography. So I walked in there, we took some photos, black and white film at the time. I'm dating myself right now. So black and white film. I go in here, we take photos, and then we actually develop the photos. And I can very distinctly remember taking this photo out of the mixture and looking at it going, wow, this picture is going to last longer than I do. And at that point, I started thinking about all the photos around my grandmother's house, my mom's house, and I just immediately fell in love with the ability to capture time. So over the years, I just always had a camera in my hand. Even when I joined the military, 28-year Navy veteran, even when I joined the military, I would still have a camera in my hand. So come to find out, people would invite me to the parties because they knew I would have a camera in my hand. So love family, love, So that's how I got into the wedding industry. Just loving love capturing it, and giving people the ability to see them the way I saw it. And then during the pandemic, it was so much, so much loss. And weddings are cool, but I really started to connect with family. So if you know me, you know I'm all about relationships. We could talk for hours. I have no strangers. I will walk up to you and we will have a conversation. And by the time I leave there, we family. One of my mottos in my business is you come in a client, but you leave family. So that's pretty much how I got into the industry. Once I retired from the Navy in 2013, I said, got to do something. Might as well do something I love. So in 2014, Q88 Photography was born.
I love it. And you know what? I don't know if the people watching this are going to pick up on that, but when you said you picked up that picture, you raised your hands, you looked at the image and was like, this is going to last longer than I am. And you can't do that with digital images. You can't, you can't pick up a digital image and unfold it and look at it. And so like, I love that early on, like you had that wherewithal to say like, this tangible object is so meaningful that I want to give this to other people.
Exactly. Exactly. And especially, and this is why I include a wedding album in every one of my wedding sessions, because as much as my clients think they just want the digitals, when you put that book in their hand, when you put that album in their hand and they're flipping through those pages and those memories are coming back to their mind, like, oh yeah, I remember this. Oh yeah, I forgot this happened. There is nothing like that feeling. So I just love to give my clients that feeling.
Awesome. So speaking of albums, I would love for you to tell us, like, how does Fundy work into your business when it comes to albums and portraits? Like how does it work into your business, and how has it improved your overall income?
Oh, okay, so let me first go with the confession of I bought Fundy long before I used it. Yeah, I
No
bought the
judgment.
software. Oh man, because I was in that phase in my photography career when everything, I was just buying this because I heard it does this, and I bought this because I heard it done this. And to give you your props, it was you and I having a conversation. You said, "Oh, I'm building this album." I said, "What you building?" You said, "Oh, I'm using Fundy." And under my breath, I went, "Oh man, I got to start using my Fundy." So I went back and I actually started getting into it to build an album. And when I saw the ease of it, it was just like, oh man, what have I been? Because I was building albums in Photoshop, you know. But the ability to take your images, load them into Fundy, automatically populate a album, and just move things around to where you want them to tell that complete story from the beginning of the wedding to getting ready to taking the bride, taking the groom's photos to the ceremony to, just being able to lay that story out. And I'm talking about not hours, I'm talking about in a matter of minutes. And to have a nice, no, not even nice, a beautifully laid out complete story in your
Mm-hmm.
wedding album was just,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, I can't even really describe it. But using the Fundy software gave me the ability to do all that very quickly, and to where I can sit down in minutes and do it instead of hours. So, and then I don't even want to get into the ease of the IPS section, because I can create my album. I can show my clients what their images look like on their wall, because I can create the wall art. I can create cards that they can use for, save the date, thank
Mm-hmm.
you, or whatever. It just makes it so easy. It makes it to where you feel like you have 4 or 5 people working for you,
Yeah.
because everything you need to do to produce a quality product for your client is right there. So I love the Fundy software.
Yeah. And
Love it.
so as a wedding photographer, all of this makes sense. But you left your wedding, like you took off your wedding cape and you hung it up. So how does that transition over into like the family portrait and the family legacy market?
Actually, it's very easy actually, because a lot of families, they come to you, they think they want just that one family photo. And, like, oh, I need this photo with these 2 or 3 generations in it. And it's not until you actually show them all the other things that were happening during the session, little Johnny over here laughing, and one of the other kids over here doing stuff, somebody making a funny face, and you capture those moments. Because I tell people, the moments don't happen when you say, okay, everybody look this way. The moments
Mm,
happen in between. So you got to
yeah.
be, I don't even put my camera down. I capture the in between. And if you think back to a lot of our parents' house, we go over there. I'm dating myself once again. You had the photo album with the pictures falling out, because they don't stick no more. You got
Yeah.
to lift the plastic. But those books, looking at my mom when she was young, looking at my uncles and all those when they were young, you cannot, there is no money value that you could put on those memories. So to transition from weddings to families actually to me was easier, because once I tell, I give someone a wedding, a book of their family session, and I say, okay, think of your son or your daughter 3 years ago. Do they look like this now? And they go, nah. And I say that every time you wait to take photos, those memories are escaping you. This way, you have the ability to look at these images and have this forever. Your grandkids will pass that down to their grandkids. So very easy transition. And once again, I build those same books in Fundy. So for my wedding clients, I sell a lot of albums. For my seniors and my families, I sell a lot of books. And that's I learned a lot of that also from another Fundy user, Michaela. Sat down here with her a few times as a printographer. And she gave me some insight on that as well. So, man, this Fundy makes it very easy to be liked. I didn't want to say profitable. Liked.
I mean, hey, it
But it
makes me
does. I mean,
profitable. It makes a lot of people profitable. So
it
like
makes a
that's
lot
what
of,
it is.
it does. I mean, I even took another cue from you, because I used to have a policy like I'm not going to make photo albums from another photographer's work. But I see people come to me with this pain point of, I have these images, I want a book, but I don't know where to go with this. Hey, bring me your images. And we can sit down here and give me about 30, 40 minutes. And we'll have a complete heirloom for you to pass down
I love it.
to whoever. So, man, all that because of Fundy. It's
I
just
love it.
very easy.
Do you have a favorite feature in Fundy that either saves you time or makes you more money?
Yes, all of it. No, let me stop.
He said every last
Every
button I'm making
last
money off of.
freaking thing in there. Um, the new presentation flow. I love that, but I mean, just building an album has to be my very best, the feature I love, and having everything just right there, being able to resize photo. Oh, no, I take that back. I'd have one. The ability to hit that edit button and go back and fix a blemish that I forgot to fix without having to come
Ooh,
out of Fundy, but having it built in and it go to my editing software.
yeah.
Love it, because you'll be flipping through, because you like to check and make sure everything's cool, and you go, I forgot this spot, or I forgot this. Double click on that edit icons, take you to your software, fix it, and automatically updates in Fundy. Oh, I love that.
Oh, that's amazing.
I
Like
love that.
like just a seamless workflow,
Yes,
just to be able to go back and have a software that is already going to auto update those changes. Like I
yes,
can imagine how much time you're saving. And I know that people, beginner photographers, if you're watching this, you're like, oh, it takes no time to go back into Lightroom and to add this up. It's like, yes, for one picture, maybe not. But when you have an album of
right,
an 80-page album of 150 images,
exactly,
and not saying you have to edit all of them, but if you multiply that by per month, per year, like, when we look at the grand scheme of things, how much time you're actually saving by just that little feature of not having to take that minute and open up Lightroom and save
exactly,
it and then go back and then re-upload it into Fundy. Like we don't need to waste time.
exactly. Because in reality, every little moment stolen is money lost. I mean, your time is the biggest asset you have in your business, and you can't get it back.
I like
So
that.
it's all about using the time you do have wisely. So
I feel like that should be a plaque, like in your coaching platform. The next time you speak on a stage, you should have a plaque that says every little moment stolen is money
every little
lost.
hey, let me write that down. Hold on. No, I
That
mean,
is
but it
that
is.
that is amazing. So I would love to hear, if you're willing to share, one of your largest sales that you've had with Fundy,
Ooh,
or
my
most memorable.
most memorable. I would say my most memorable still would have to be a family session. A family traveled from Washington State down to San Diego, California, where I'm located, and they were looking for a photographer, and they chose moi. Went out there, did the family session, and they were there for, I think 3 days, and we took photos on the second day. And I asked them, I said, so when are you returning back to Washington? And they said, we're returning back, day after tomorrow. I said, would you mind if I came back tomorrow and showed you your images? And they were like, you're going to show them to us that quick? I was like, yeah, I can be here tomorrow. What's a great time for
Mm-hmm.
you? They say, well, we're free in the morning. If you can make the morning, I'll be here. So I went over there. I got home, downloaded the images, popped them into Fundy, made an album, made wall art, made cards. I had the whole nine. Showed up the next day with donuts because we met at 10 in the morning. Showed up the next day with donuts and coffee. You know, me and Starbucks, we have this thing. No, so showed up with coffee and walked in, and they were floored. They were like, and here's the other thing. Of course, in my questionnaire, I always ask my clients, what is it that you desire to do with your images? And, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they say, oh, we're thinking about wall art. We're thinking about buying books, blah, blah. Look, I brought some sample books. I brought some albums, when I'm thinking some wall art. And I showed them that so they could physically touch it. And then when I showed them what theirs could look like and flipping those pages in their Fundy designer, they was like, and having that music playing in the background. I love
Yep.
that feature too. And I used to wonder, and I'm gonna go a little off track. I used to wonder why is there no top 40 songs in here? And why is there no like the latest songs in here? And I heard Andrew Fundy say this at one of the conferences, just talking. He's like, you want songs that are going to make your clients feel what you're showing them. That was like, duh. So I put that tear jerker, you're never going to have this moment again music on
Yeah.
as we're flipping through this stuff. And I showed them this wall art. And then at the end, I was like, okay, so how can I help you get what you want? And it was very seamless and it seemed very easy. So they ordered a lot. I don't know if I want to share numbers, but it was the biggest sale I ever had. It was more than I put it to you this way. I made more on that family session than I probably made on most of my weddings. And a lot of my weddings pay well. So much
Gotcha.
so that when it came time to deliver the product, I was like, okay, I can ship this to them because I like to check all my products before I give them to my client. I can ship this to them, or I can do my plus one service. I actually bought a plane ticket and hand delivered the items to the client.
Wow.
Oh my God. And you know, I told him, hey, the delivery guy is going to be there about 3:30. What time is a good time? I mean, I asked them what's a good time. They said 3:30. I said, okay, the delivery guy is going to be there. And they were like, oh, okay, cool. You know, not knowing that the delivery guy
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
moi. So I show up, the husband opens the door and I go, shh, 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 because I knew she had known. We get in, we
Uh-huh.
set up everything, and she comes back, honey, did the delivery guy come? I said, yes, and I'm still here. And she screams, and it's just pandemonium. But my most memorable sale, and not only that, so that was the family session. I ended up
Mm-hmm.
doing their engagement session, and I
Mm.
ended up doing their wedding.
Wow.
So
Wow. And so
very
we
memorable.
just add all that up right now.
Oh man.
Right?
The total from this
That's
family is,
amazing.
no, just kidding.
Yeah.
And they flew me out to Washington for the
Mm-hmm.
wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and we're family to this day. Matter of fact, the husband and I have the same birthday, so we linked anyway.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
most
love it.
memorable sale, and I attribute that to the fact that I was able to catch the family at their high point. They were still emotional about the session. They had a great set. We had a great session, and I was able to show them all of their photos the next day. And Fundy, using the Fundy software, just made it seamless, made it easy. And I was able that feature of being able to show your images on a wall in a room
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is, I mean, it's great. It's great.
And I love, like, your story is a textbook Cinderella story about the importance of having systems in place. Because had you not have a good system, had a good workflow,
Right.
and know how to walk your clients from the moment of consultation to the moment you showed up at their house in Washington,
Right.
things will have fallen apart.
Right.
And And to this day, and we talk all the time, you know,
Right, right.
and about photographers, new photographers who are coming up in the game and trying to figure stuff out, or even seasoned pros who are trying to fill holes within
Right.
their systems.
Yep.
And it's just like there's no substitution for having a seamless workflow,
No.
a seamless system, a seamless client experience from beginning to end, and numbers show it.
Yes,
Like
it
the
does.
profit shows it.
It does.
I love that. Love that story.
It does. And you know, I'm glad you mentioned that because people, they see me come out and they think I have this large team just because of the things that we're able to do because of systems now. You know, not ashamed to say I use 17 hats for my client experience. I want to make sure that each client, I don't care if you spend $5 or 5 million, the experience should be the same. And you know, having 17 hats with my workflows allows me to do that. And with all the little reminders and don't forget to put this in Fundy and don't forget to download, because I'm gonna tell you, 30 minutes after you and I had this conversation, do not ask me what we talked about, okay? Because I'm gonna forget. But like you said, when you have systems in place, you're able to give the clients this exceptional experience every time. And oh man, I can't even express the mind, what's the word I'm trying to use? Just the ease of mind you have when you have great systems in
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. Perfect. So you know that Fundy has come out with a whole new software
Oh yeah.
for social media, the social design app. And
Oh
I
yeah.
know you had a chance to look at it and play around with it. How do you see this impacting your business as we're talking about systems, as we're talking about not wasting time, because wasting time is losing money. So how does this new app implant itself in your workflow and in your business?
Okay, so if I do have a flaw, it's the fact that I don't like posting on. It's not that I don't like posting on social media. It just takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to sit there and think about if you want to make a video, if you want to make a post, whatever you want to do. But with the new Fundy social design app, when I export my photos for my client, I just export some photos already sized up from my Fundy app, and I just upload them up to 12 photos to the app. Have different types of layout, have layouts for your story, and it has layouts for your feed. You can choose to put one photo at a time on your story, or you can put the whole 12 photos on your story. It's just it's better than anything I could imagine creating because it comes out and it has this very professional look. You can put in your little quotes. You can tag your business on it. You can put buy now, click the link in my bio, whatever you want to put on it, and it looks very sculptured, like you had a professional design person do it for you. So, yeah, I love it. And this is just the beginning. And if I know Fundy, it's about 17 million other add-ons that's coming. You know, if I know anything about it, it's gonna be like 17 million add-ons come on. That's just gonna make my life simpler. And you can't beat the price point.
I love it.
You
I
can't
love
beat the
it.
price point.
So I have a few more questions before we get into my favorite segment, which is the rapid fire segment. So two more questions, actually three more. Can you tell us about a challenging photo shoot that you've had and how you overcame those challenging obstacles?
Every photo shoot is challenging. No. um, oh man, I would say during weddings. I mean, it's to the point now where weddings, it's not a matter of if something's going to go wrong. It's just when. It's just when is something going to go wrong. And um, I think this is where I pull on my military background because military is kind of the same way. We try to be people who can account for all the things that may happen, but then when the things do happen, don't sweat it, deal with it, you know. So I look for those things to happen. The challenge to that is if you get a client who does not understand that you work with damage control, you know, I'm always trying to be cool. I'm trying to calm the client down. Well, I had a client who wanted to be in control of everything. I think some people call them bridezilla's. I just call them people I got to deal with. But the challenge is just being able to stay calm, then calm them down, and then reassure them it's going to be fine, no matter what happened. I mean, it rained in the middle of the wedding, and which is what turned out. I mean, what caused her to be a little bit like, oh, the rain. I said, we can't control the rain, but we can control what we do in the rain. Some of the best photos I've ever taken came out of a rainy wedding, because
Wow.
I tell her, I said, how many people you think have a rainy wedding? How many people going to look back on their photos and see that their guests were still happy? You still had a great time and you captured everything. And besides, we got photos where you were nice and dry and your dress looked beautiful. So don't worry about that. Everybody not
Yeah.
going to have rainy day wedding photos. So, but
Mm-hmm.
anyway, though it's a challenge, but I look for the challenges.
I love
And,
it.
I try to stay ready for the damage control. So,
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, who has been your greatest influence or mentor in the industry, and what valuable lessons have you learned from them that helped you become the amazing business person that you are now?
oh, you know who finna come out of this. Oh, I thought I was a photographer. I thought I was doing the business until I met Dr. Tamaya Colvin, who pretty much checked me from day, checked my pride at the door on day one. I had gotten into the position where I knew it had to be more in the photography business. People were feeding their families with photography, and I just was not. I was buying all the gear and I had all that, but what I found out is I knew nothing about the photography business. So
Mm-hmm.
I started trying to find someone that could be my mentor. Tried to sign. I found Dr. Tamaya Coven at WPPI. Tried to sign up for a class. Class was full, but some said just send her a message, And she hit me back, and then she said something about this thing called the cookout. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, what is the cookout? So I think that was the second one, the second cookout, which is a photography conference. Went to it and everybody just loved on me. And so then she came out with this mastermind program, which is, where she mentored photographers in the business of photography. So I was like, I'm going to invest in me this time. Spent the money, and it has been a wonderful ride. I think a lot of photographers think they're photographers, but we struggle in the business area of photography. And
Mm-hmm.
she has been a great straight shooter mentor for me. So hats off to Dr. Tamaya Colvin. If you haven't looked into her mastermind or ignite courses, I don't know if I can plug that here, but I'm gonna say it anyway. If you want to be a serious photographer and know the business of photography, you you have to invest in yourself. And Dr. Tamaya Colvin is that person who is my mentor. Not that I haven't had people on the side too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Other people have poured into me. Like I mentioned earlier, Michaela and David poured into me because before I met Tamaya, I had, was trying to invest in myself, and I met Michaela and David, and oh man, now I got people like Karen Bagley yelling at me, which I love. Karen and Andrew and all them. So it's just, I'm just here to learn. I'm here to learn. But Dr. Tamaya Colvin, without a doubt, without her, you and I wouldn't have this conversation.
Yeah.
I've been in places because of business acumen that I never would have been able to reach if it hadn't been for her guide. So
I
thank you
love
very
it.
much, Dr. T.
I love it. So we talked about, final question. So we talked about a whole lot of things, from workflow to in-person sales to client experience to running a profitable business. And there's so many takeaways that people just need to go back and listen because you were just over here dropping nuggets and nuggets and nuggets, and I love it. So final question before we get into our rapid fire: what advice do you have for aspiring portrait or family portrait photographers?
Never stop learning. You'll never be on top. And the day that you think you're on top, you're on the bottom, because technology's changing, people are changing, and be on the lookout for information, because information can come from anywhere, and wisdom doesn't have an age to it. So it could be somebody younger than you, older than you, somebody who just started in the game could have wisdom. It's wisdom in the wrong answers if you listen to it, because you'll go, okay, I don't need to talk to that person no more. You know,
Yeah.
so just be a student of the game, and hustle equals pay.
I love it.
You're not going to advance in anything if you don't put the work in. The more you hustle, the more you can get paid. If you sit around wait for it to come to you, you get what you get. You know.
Yeah. I love it. Awesome. Well, this has been amazing. We're going to enter our rapid fire round. So these are just a few questions that are, some are personal, some are photography related, and it's just the first thing that comes to your mind. Are you ready?
Oh Lord, it might be rapid for you. This brain slow down on. No, go
Got
for
you.
it.
So if your life was a story, what would it be titled?
Ooh, Tales from the Curb, messed up but true stories about Q Carson. I got that one
Ooh.
for you.
I love it. Your favorite photography accessory?
Oh man, and it can't be the camera itself.
I mean, that's an accessory.
My favorite photography accessory is actually Fundy. Actually, if I can go
Okay.
to software, look,
I love it. All
besides my
right.
camera, that's it.
Most interesting thing in your wallet?
Most interesting thing in my wallet.
Yes.
I don't know what's in my wallet. Most interesting thing in my wallet is there is nothing interesting in my wallet with my fishing license.
Okay. Okay. What print product makes you the most money?
Oh, books and albums, without a doubt.
Awesome. If you could uninvent something, what would it be?
Pass. No, I was kidding. Dentist drills. I hate going to the dentist and hearing that drill sound.
I love it. All right. So last question. What mistake did you learn the most from?
Ooh, not listening to the right people. Not taking advice from the right people. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. So listen, Q, you have been awesome. I want to give you some time to go ahead and tell people where they can find you, where they can follow you, where they can learn from you and hear from you talk. The floor is yours, man.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you, Michael, for this. As y'all, I don't know, y'all probably don't know it, but I'm sitting over here twiddling my thumbs because I'm slightly nervous, and I don't really get nervous like that. But you can find me on Instagram under Q88 Photography. That's Q, the number 88 Photography. I'm the same on Facebook, Q88 Photography. Same on Pinterest, Q88 Photography. YouTube, Q. Anyway, that's where you can find me. I'm also a facilitator at the cookout, the photo cookout, Dr. T's photo conference. I'm normally at WPPI, imaging, things like that. And hey, I'm here. If you have any questions, I'm an open book. I love helping photographers. One of my journeys right now is men's mental health. I'm trying to learn a lot more about myself, and in the interim, possibly help some other men out with some mental health stuff. Cause hey, we have situations too that we deal with. So it's okay, man. It's okay. So I'm really diving into that and trying to help men open up about that, so we can clear a path to wellness. So hey, that's where you can find me.
I love it. If you guys are listening to this for the first time, you need to definitely pause, rewind, and listen to it 3 more times, because Q has just been amazing on his journey through not only photography, but through sales and discovery and workflows, and what it's like at an older age to be successful. To like really be successful. This, like, you can be successful at any age of the game, and Q is dude, you are rocking it. I'm
Appreciate it.
so glad that you came on the show. Amazing. So this is the next episode of Success by Design, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.
Peace.